Shalom Aleichem, sweetest friends. This is so exciting. We're going to be learning Mitzvah Shemesh Sugya and Meseches Bava Basra. But not before we dedicate this year, L'schus, Rabbi Yeshayahu, Mordechai, Ezra, Ben Rachel Dvar, L'fu Shlema, Ram Yosef Ben Rosh Chaim, L'fu Shlema, and L'schus, Gila Shoshana Bas Necha Gittel, Zara Shel Kayama, Zara Dila Yivso, Gdila Yivto, Mipizgame Arais, the Gemara, in Meseches Bava Basra, and Mem Aleph Amud Beis relates about a big flow of water that spilled into the courtyard of Rav Kahana and was sochef. It blew away, it flooded away the fences of the field of the Chutzner. Rav Kahana returned the mechitzas to the place where he thought that was where the gvul was, and then the neighbor comes and he says to him, "Hey, you put your fences where my field is. You moved your fences into my field." So this is where the story gets exciting. I mean, it's exciting from the beginning. The Gemara says that Rav Kahana Shagol Bitko Ba'are. So there was this water that came and moved away his mechitzas, flooded away his mechitzas, and then he put it Ba'are Delo Didei. He went and he built it on land that wasn't his by mistake. And then Asel Akame, so they came to din before of Yehuda. Azel Aisi Trei Sade the Toveya, that Rav Kahana had put his walls into his courtyard, comes and he brings two witnesses. One aid said that Rav Kahana put his mechitzas l'rishus chavero two shuros into of karka in, and the other one said three shuros of karka. So Rav Yehuda said to Rav Kahana, Zil Shlim Tartimi go Tlas, so pay 2 out of 3. Because 2 of the Eidim are made. Because remember, there are 2 guys coming here. One of them said 2, one of them said 3. But they both say 2, right? So Tarti Zil Shlim Tartimi go Tlas. Because these 2 Eidim are made, that you put at least 2 in, they're agreeing to that. So Rav Kahana said back to him, "Come on, who are you judging me like? These Eidim are machish each other. You have to mevatel their Eidus." So Rav Yehuda said back, "I judge like Rav Shimon ben Elazar, B'das Beis Hillel. I judge like Rav Shimon ben Elazar." What does Rav Shimon ben Elazar say? Tzani Rav Shimon ben Elazar, Lo nechlu beishami Beis Hillel al shtei kitei b'shachas meres. Money, b'achas meres masayim, shish b'cham masayim money. Beisham Beis Hillel aren't arguing about 2 kitei edim, 2 groups of edim. Then one of them says that a guy borrowed from his friend 100 zuz. B'yom plani b'shap pon etzmo complaining. And one of them says it wasn't 100 zuz, 200 zuz. So yish b'cham masayim money, and he has to pay within 200 is 100. So everyone agrees that he has to pay 100. There's no argument that he has to pay at least 100. Alman echluk, what are they arguing about? If you have one kas, if you have one group of 2 edim, one of them says 100, one of them says 200. Beis Shammai says, "Nechluk do some." There's 2 different edios. They can't be mitzvah. One says 100, one says 200. Beis Hillel says, "No, you just want to say money. There's an edus gemura on 1 money because included in 200 is 100." Amar le Rav Kahana said back to Rav Yehuda, "V'maisina loch agir igrasa mimarava." I can bring you a letter from Eretz Yisrael, or a text today, we would say. So what did you want to say? You wanted to say that according to Beis Hillel and Rav Shimon Elazar are passing like Beis Hillel, that b'cham asayim maneh, and there's 8 more on maneh, and therefore here also if there's 1 8 that says 3 shuras, 1 8 says 2 shuras, they both agree at least 2, so you have to pay 2. I can bring you a letter from Eretz Yisrael that Allah is like Rav Shimon ben Elazar. And even Beis Hillel holds, not like he learns in Beis Hillel, even Beis Hillel holds that when Eid Echad says Mana and Eid Echad says Masayim, Nechle Dusan, you can't accept it. Amar Lei, Rabbi Yehuda said back to Rav Kahana. Rabbi Yehuda was the Dayan, and he said back to Rav Kahana, L'chitesi. When you bring it, it'll be Gevaldik. But in the meantime, you don't have it. I'm going to paskin like the Brisa that Lachzak of Shimon Elazar Lefi Beis Hillel, that if 1/8 is 100, 1/8 is 200, Yesh B'cham Asayim Maneh, Meli has to pay 100. We don't say Nachlei Dusan. And here also, 1/8 is 3, 1/8 is 2. They're both saying 2, so you have to pay at least 2. Ad kan sugiyat Gemara, shezachinu lilmod Baruch Hashem b'siyata d'shmaya is a schut that we are able to learn a sugya of Gemara. But now, kedarkenu b'kodesh, midaf flerin epitz, midaf kicking around in Teisvis. Nachnu nistakel b'tosfot. Also, the comment of Rav Yehuda, umasik to Rav Yehuda, Kreb Shimon Elazar Svirale. And the Gemara Fir Dois, the Gemara concludes that Rav Yehuda holds like Rav Shimon Elazar. That what? That Beis Hillel holds that if there's 2 and 3, there's 2 is included in 3, so we don't say Nechle Dusan, and he has to pay the 2. Just like Beis Hillel says, Eish B'cham Asayim Maneh, he says 200, he says 100, but they both say 100. Erdav Tzol, and I hindered it. The Taimeh. We have a big question. The parak Zeborer. In the parak of Zeborer, Sanhedrin Daf Lamed Amid Beis, Lamed Aleph Amid Aleph. Amar Rabbi Yehuda, Eidus hamakcheshes zeh bibdikis, ksheira b'dinei mamanis. In Sanhedrin, the Gemara brings a machlokes between Rav Yehuda and Nahardoi, that Eidim contradicted each other. Lo be'ikar ha'edus, but the bedikas, when the Beis Din Bab was bodek them, l'kiyom eidusan. Ladas Rav Yehuda, only in an instance where the edus, where the hakchosha, where they contradicted each other, not begufa edus, but rather bedavar acher. In other words, one said that he lent him a mana in a white purse, and the other one said that he lent him a mana in a black purse, or wallet, we would say today. So the edus is miskabel, since sof, they're both talking about a mana, about the ikar edus they're maskim. But if they're makrish zeh begufa edus, in other words, one of them is made that he lent him a black mana, in other words, an old mana, and the other one is made he lent him a white mana, a new mana, their edus is not miskabel. That's the opinion of Rav Yehuda. Rav Yehuda, edus hamakreshes zeh bibdikas, ksheira b'dinei mamanis. If you have edus that's makrish and one the other, it's kosher in dinei mamanis. Umukila, and we establish it. One of them says a weiße Arniki, and the zweite sagt a schwarze Arniki. One says a white wallet, the other one says a black wallet. Then they're believed. אבל אחד אומר מנה שחור, ואחד אומר מנה לבן, אין מצטרפים. But if they're arguing about the etzem money, they're not mitztarif. Nahardoi Omar, Amri. No. Afilu echad omer mona levet, echad omer mona shachar. They're believed. Even one says white and one says black, they're believed. Umasik. Firto is the Gemore. The inu, the amul, ki Reb Shimon ben Elazar dehacha. They say, like Reb Shimon ben Elazar here. In other words, Nahardoi there holds like Reb Shimon ben Elazar in our sugya, who holds that according to Beis Hillel, even when the Eidim are makrish each other, begufa edus, because one Eid said money, and the other Eid said masayim, the edus is miskabel al chov money. V'hu adin, that if they're makrish, one of them said a schwarze Monne, und der zweite sagt a weiße Monne, they're believed. So you see that Reb Shimon ben Elazar, Reb Nardoi there is following Reb Shimon ben Elazar. And who's the bar plukta of Nahardoi? Reb Yehuda. Mashma, the Reb Yehuda, the Polig on Nahardoi, Polig or Reb Shimon Elazar the Hacha. So it's mashma there that Reb Yehuda, who argues with Nahardoi, in this din, is not holding like Reb Shimon ben Elazar. In other words, when there is a stira in the tzeva hamatbeya, in the color of the coin, whether it's black or it's white or new old, so there in the sugya, Rabbi Yehuda argues with the Nahardoi, and he holds that it's no good. And there Nahardoi is holding like Reb Shimon ben Elazar, that according to Beis Hillel, you can have an akasha b'gufa edus 100 versus 200. And they're believed, because B'cham Asayim Moneh. And we see then, and therefore in that sugya, that Nahardoi is holding like Reb Shimon Elazar and Beis Hillel, that Akasha B'guf Eidus is Beseder. They're still believed. And that's against Rav Yehuda. Rav Yehuda says Akasha B'guf Eidus is no good. But in our sugya, Reb Yehuda seems to be following Reb Shimon ben Elazar, like we started out in Tosfos. Umasik to Reb Yehuda, Reb Shimon ben Elazar is Svirale. Reb Yehuda holds like Reb Shimon ben Elazar that Ladas Beis Hillel, if you have a kas achas shel edim, and one edim is made on a moneh, and one it is made on a masayim, we believe they're edus. Because B'chal Masayim is money. So when there's a Hakrosh on the Gufa Edus, they're believed. Whereas and that's Rabbi Yehuda following Rabbi Shimon Elazar following Beis Hillel. Whereas there in Sanhedrin, if there's a Hakrosh on the Gufa Edus, Rabbi Yehuda says they're not believed. So which one is it? Does Rabbi Yehuda follow Rabbi Shimon Elazar that it's okay to have a Hakrosh on the Gufa Edus? Like in Sanhedrin? Like in like over here, like does Rabbi Yehuda follow Reb Shimon Elazar like over here when there's akasha b'gufeidus it's beseder, or does he not follow Reb Shimon Elazar when there's akasha in the gufeidus that it's beseder? He says it's not beseder like in the Sugya and Sanhedrin, where once is white and once is black. Reb Yehuda seems to say it's no good against Reb Shimon Elazar. So which one is it? Akasha b'gufeidus is okay or it's not okay? That's Tosfos Kasha. Kushya mechubedet. V'yesh lomar, the Reb Yehuda nami ke Reb Shimon ben Elazar, ubehap pligi de Nahardai savri de-echad omer mana shachor, ve-echad omer mana lavan, dami lemilte l'redi Reb Shimon ben Elazar, dilo daigi beisadeh v'damei la'arniki, v'Reb Yehuda savar, dilo dami klal la'arniki, dehatam. דאין זה גוף המעשה, לא היה להם לבדוק. אבל, מנה דרוב הדבר הוא שמעידים עליו, די כי, וכסבר דמו דרבי שמן אלעזר במנה שחור, דבטלה עדותן אפילו בית הלל. ולא דמי למנה 200 דוד ידתאו תפי, אלא מדמה מן השחור מן הלבן, לאחד אומר חבית של יין ואחד אומר חבית של שמן, דבהמוד וכולי עלמא דנחלקה עדותם כדאיתתם. So let's explain. Rabbi Yehuda really agrees with Rabbi Shimon Elazar, like we see in our sugya. But he argues with Nahardai. He agrees with Rav Shimon ben Elazar, but he argues with Nahardai. Should we compare Eidim that are makrish each other be'ikar ha'edus to the nidon of Echad meid al maneh ve'echad meid al masayim? Since the svara of Beis Hillel that in this instance their edus is believed on the maneh is because just because one of them is saying 200 and one of them is saying 100, it doesn't mean that one of them is definitely a liar. Because it could be that one of them made a mistake in the amount of money and therefore they had an argument. But he doesn't mean to lie. And therefore, according to Rabbi Yehuda, you can't compare this case of 100 and 200. You can only compare it to a case where there is a hakrasha in the bedikos that are not beguf edus. In other words, one of them is made that the wallet was white, and one of them is made that the wallet was black. Since it's not me'ikar ha'edus, we have to be told that one of them didn't really pay so much attention to the color of the wallet. I don't know about you, sweet friends, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't care what color my wallet is, as long as I have a lot of money in it. And frankly, I don't even have a wallet. And therefore, there's nothing to talk about. There's not a personal issue. So if the issue is the color of the wallet, so that according to Rabbi Yehuda, who pays attention to the color of the wallet? And there Rabbi Yehuda holds that since we don't pay attention to the color of the wallet, you can believe the Eidim when they're contradicting each other. And that's a hakrasha that's not beguf ha'edus. But beguf ha'edus, according to Rabbi Yehuda, they are medayik. And therefore, if they're makrish each other in something where sha'atos is not shaykh, for example, if the mana was black or white, one of them is definitely a shakran, and their edus is batal. Just like in the Hemshech HaSugya, everybody agrees. If they're machich each other legamrei begufa edus, the edus is batal. What's an example of that? That one of them is made alavas achavi chavis yayin, and the second guy is made alavas chavis shemen. Bevade edusa b'teila, and they are not mechayiv the loive b'dmei hayayin that's included in dmei hashemen. Since there's a hakrasha, the whole thing is thrown out of court. So again, according to Rabbi Yehuda, if it's not beguf ha'edus or a toas shaykh, then you can believe them, and that applies different color wallet, and that applies with the cheshbon. Is it 100 or 200? Because people make a mistake in the count. But when it comes to what's shaykh, according to Rabbi Yehuda, to the guf ha'edus, there they hold that. There Rabbi Yehuda holds that a toes isn't shaykh. So that's his point of departure from Naharda. Because Naharda extended even to the color of the money. And Rabbi Yehuda says, we don't go that far. We don't go that far. We believe them on things that are not meikar ha'edus, like 100 or 200. That we can believe them on. And the color of the money we can believe them on. The color of the wallet we can believe, when they contradict each other, we can believe them. But to believe them on the etzem, that the most were a different color, Rabbi Yehuda lo marchik lechet kol kach. Rabbi Yehuda doesn't go so far. And Nahardai do. But it's not a steer in Rabbi Yehuda between the two sugyas. because in the sugi here, he says that Mana Masayim, we can believe them when they contradict each other. Mana Masayim made a mistake, but it's Peseder. It's not two different things. But two different things, he doesn't go for that, like Yain and Shemen. There he says you can't trust him. So let's again see it inside. Read also like Rabbi Shimon Elazar. And this is his argument. Then our Dai Saber Dechad Omer Mana Shachar Brechad Omer Mana Lavan. Dam the most of the Rabbi Shimon Elazar. Nardai holds that if one says a black money and one says white money, that's like Rabbi Shimon Elazar, because the Lodaiki Beisade, the Edom are not medayik in the color of the money, and it's like the Arniki case. That they're not medayik in the color of the Arniki. For Rabbi Yehuda, Savar Deloy Dami Klal Arniki, it's not like Arniki at all. Dasim Dain's a Gufa Mais Loilem Livdok. There wasn't the Gufa Mais, they didn't have to check. Avamana, the Gufa Dover, which made them all of Daiki, but Mana, where the Gufa Dover that they're made on the Gufa Dover, there they are medayik. Because Savar and Rabbi Yehuda holds the mother of Shimon Elazar and Mana Shachar the Bad Leidus and Afilu Beis Hillel. That Rabbi Shimon Elazar holds that even according to Beis Hillel, if it's a Mana Shachar Mana Lavan, they're arguing about the color of the money. There they Bad Leidus even according to Rabbi Beis Hillel. But 100, 200 people make mistakes. I always make mistakes when I'm counting money. I like when I make a mistake that I counted less and I ended up having more. How do you feel about that? You can email me and tell me. In any event, they're medame, white and black, to one saying chavis shel yain and one saying chavis shel shemen. There, everybody agrees that nechlaka edusan. So there was an interesting ma'isa that happened with Ruvain. Ruvain was a Rav in the north part of Eretz Yisrael, and Shimon was his helper, was his aide. Not his witness, but he used to help him out. And their tafkid included to be Mesader Kedushin. They'd go to the different Moshavim, and they'd be Mesader Kedushin. And they'd also be made in one of the places. The two of them saw that somebody snatched the becher, the cup for the brachas, the nice glass, the nice becher, the nice cup, Kiddush cup, and he ran away. And this was supposed to be used for Kiddushin, and it was in their hands until a few minutes before. And when the Ganav realized he was caught, he threw the becher into Ta'alat Biyuv, into where all the dirty water goes, into the gutter. A few days later, they had a court case at the Ganav, and Ruvain and Shimon were there to testify. Rav Ruvain and Reb Shimon. And they had an argument. Ruvain said that it was a silver-plated becher, and it was worth 100 shekel. And Shimon said, no, it was real silver, 300 shekel. So somebody said, there's not only a problem how much you take from the Ganav, 100 or 300, but now can these Eidim continue in the future? Can they continue in the future being Mesader Kedushin? Can they continue in the future being Eidim together? They're contradicting each other. Maybe one of them is a liar, and they're losing their ne'emanus. So what's the din? So based on our Tosfos, we can say that they have to agree that we're dealing with a Kiddush cup. Because if they say that they have a mamish machlokas about what the chayfetz was, then there's nothing to talk about. Then you can't believe either of them. Because then they're not two Eidim. They're being made on something completely different. But here they're be'etzim being made on the same thing. They both say that it was a silver Kiddush cup. And you can make a mistake. Was it silver plated or was it real silver? And therefore, what can we say? We can say that neither of them is a liar and Michlal Masayim Maneh, included in the 200 is 100. So if we said here one is 300, one is 100, so at least 100. And this 100, he would have to pay. The Ganav would have to pay. Because Shaykh Tos, we saw in Tosfos, that whenever it's Shaykh to make a mistake, that's the sheet of Rabbi Yehuda. There's an argument in Tosfos when you're making a mistake. We saw that it could be that they even make a mistake on the color of the money. But everybody agrees if it's something they can make a mistake on, then we would say Michlal Masayim Maneh like Beis Hillel, and at least get the minimal amount. So this is the question, and it would also seem that since they could make a mistake, that neither of them are Pasaleitis for the future. And they can even testify again together. But that is stage one of our discussion. And it gets really, really exciting in the next step, the next shir, Amir Tzashem. Hashem should give us the koach and the moach to learn it together and to see the famous machlokas of the Chachmei Brisk. And Amir Tzashem, we will get to that, but in the meantime, we learned a very interesting sugya, the Tosfos, an interesting shaila, which is B'zocha Lilmod Ulamed Lishma Vlasos, Ulekaim is called Divrei Salmo Terasa V'Yahava, Amen V'Amen, Shalom Shalom, sweetest and most beloved friends.